You might see a lot of people telling you to go out and buy these expensive socks and yoga mats for your wellness starter kit. This is not that. We are actually getting down to the real, and I'm going to provide you with a real starter pack. We are leveling up our self-care holistically. We're just going to jump right into it too. Before you do anything, you
get your finger out of my face, girl.
You need to get intentional. Write down what it is you want from this journey, no matter what area of life that you're focusing on or you have a goal for. I highly recommend you sit down and figure out what that looks like and what it feels like. When I first started on my journey, I remember my main focus was to be healthy, to have clear skin, and to have a fatty. I wanted to be thick, okay? And I just remember being very disorganized on my journey and not necessarily listening to my body to figure out what worked for me. So I'm gonna save you so much time by planting this seed in your mind. Sit down with your journal or a regular notebook and write down what this journey looks like for you and what your goals are, and most importantly, why. And if you're not a writer, because I know sometimes people are like, I don't like writing, it's just no excuses. Grab your phone, okay, after you finish watching the rest of this video, pull up your camera app or pull up your voice memo app and speak it. For me, I realized with the goals that I have now, I don't need to push myself to go to the gym every single day or go to the gym and lift weights all the time. For me, once I became more intentional and actually sat down and wrote out what it is I wanted and what it looked like and what it felt like, it guided me in a direction to think more about systems versus a specific goal. So now I work in systems that are helpful for my hormone levels, and we'll talk about that later. Petty. Number 2, this isn't a necessity, but I would highly recommend it. Getting your blood work done, only because even though I get it, Western medicine, doctors, hospitals, yuck. I recommend getting your blood work done so you can know your baseline. The baseline is important because it allows you to identify if you have any deficiencies. So if you're deficient on vitamin D, which most of us are, especially people with a lot of melanin, that will help you identify what changes you need to make in life to work on that. And just getting your blood work done can identify some other issues that you may have going on that you didn't even know was there. And if you're unable to get blood work done because you don't have health insurance or it's too expensive, whatever the case may be, I would suggest you get really in tune with your body. Next, affirmations. I love affirmations. I listen to affirmations almost every day. Partner listens to affirmations in the morning. We are an affirmation household over here because I believe in working with the subconscious mind. You can consciously want to change things and hope for things and have desires for things, but if you don't work on those subconscious beliefs, babe, you're gonna always go back to what it is that you believe, basically. If you don't know what the subconscious is, that could be your first piece of homework. I highly recommend you go do that. Pause this video. While you got it paused, go ahead and subscribe and like. Go to Google, type in what is the subconscious mind, and do a little bit of research, and you'll see. Oftentimes, that's the thing that stops a lot of us when we don't work on those limiting beliefs, or we don't work on some of the things that were instilled into us that may no longer serve us. We tend to find ourselves falling backwards. So I suggest affirmations. I'll list a couple of my favorite affirmations in the description box below. Next, move your body. There is no getting out of this. The older you get, the more you need to move your body. You will notice a difference. Like me personally, I noticed a difference from when I was training to become a yoga instructor and I was doing yoga every day, and I was probably the most active I've ever been in life. It's the most active. I felt lubricated. I felt unstoppable. Don't get me wrong, I'm active now, but not as active as I was back then. You know, some mornings I get up and it's a little cracky, it's a little creaks. It's, you know, I could tell I need a little more lubrication. No matter how old you are, you need to move your body, you know, and add in different variations of things. One thing that I'm learning now is, yes, you can stretch your body, and you can lift weights and do all of that, but there's also mobility stretches that you need to do. What? Yeah, so move your body. And I'm not saying you have to stick to one routine. I'm not saying that you need to do yoga. No, find something that works for you, babe. And if you can do that 20 minutes a day, even if it's going for a walk for 20 minutes, do that. Move your body, get your heart rate up a little bit, and you'll be fine. Next is my favorite and most affordable tip is go out and get some sun. That's it. That's all. Go out and get some sun, especially if you're like in the Midwest area where we really don't get a lot of sunshine. So, which means we're really not getting a lot of vitamin D, which means a lot of us are suffering from seasonal depression and just overall unhappiness. Go out and get some sun, even if it's just 15 minutes. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your immune system. It's good for helping your body transform nutrients and certain vitamins and minerals. Just go out and get some vitamin D. Next, hydrate your body. Notice I didn't say drink water. Hydrate, sis. And here's the difference. I learned that just because we drink water doesn't necessarily mean that our body is getting hydrated. You notice if you drink water, it comes right back out in like a couple of minutes, 20, 30, whatever. It's coming right back out. And it's because your body isn't necessarily absorbing it. So hydrating is adding something to the water so your body can absorb it better. So get your favorite cup. If it's a $75 Stanley cup or a Dollar General cup or a cup one of your homegirls gave you, fill it up with water, add you some minerals in there, and hydrate your body. Last but not least, books. Read or listen to them if you're not a reader, even though I would highly recommend you start reading a little something. You know, we want to keep the mind sharp. Bonus points if you're reading about self-help or psychology or holistic healing, anything like that, because it's a 2-for-1 special. You're reading, so you're strengthening your mind, but you're also reading about the very things that you're working on. Pleasure and knowledge. But you don't necessarily have to read those kind of books, because I've gained knowledge from nonfiction books. Learned a lot of things from a couple of nonfiction books that I just started reading this year. So you can get knowledge from anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be scientific or, you know, black and white. It can be in a story form too. Bonus tip, get you an accountability partner or partners. And I say that because you'll have somebody to be like, hey girl, I thought you said you were going to the gym. Bonus points or extra cookies if you can get a community or join a community of women that are on the same journey as you. You might see a lot of people telling you to go out and buy these expensive socks and yoga mats for your wellness starter kit. This is not that. We are actually getting down to the real, and I'm going to provide you with a real starter pack. Now, if you want to go out and buy the socks and the expensive yoga mats and all the trendy stuff that we've all been seeing on TikTok, that's on you. Do that. But I also want you to focus on these things as well, because, you know, the socks and yoga mat, they have their place. But I feel like the information I'm going to provide to you is like the fundamentals of any journey that you're on, but specifically a wellness journey. Let's get into it.